how to build rapport. When you are somebody like all of you who actually want to have a modern business on a timeless foundation, which, by the way, is our mission here on the Built on Referrals podcast, then you have to have rapport. Rapport matters. It matters even more in today's world where there's so much AI fake that people need to be able to trust and trust quickly. And so today we're going to talk about 3 questions that you can answer that will help you to build rapport quickly. And I have a very special guest with me today. I'm sure you've already noticed. This is my youngest child, the one and only
Maisie.
And Maisie is amazing. So yeah, in case you caught that, her name isn't amazing, but she is amazing. The adjective that describes her is amazing. By the way, my wife and I have 6 children. Maisie's the youngest. And we have the hardest time naming children. You think we'd be good at it after 6. And my wife finally said, what about Maisie? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. She's like, it's kind of like amazing. And I was like, what? Yes. And she has lived up to that reputation. So she asked if she could join me today. And I said, absolutely. My audience absolutely wants to hear from somebody way cuter than me. And here we are. We've got the one and only amazing Maisie with us today. So again, back to today's episode, which is all about how to build rapport quickly. By the way, it's not about what you say. It's about what you get them to say that causes them. In fact, let me tell you a quick story. I met a gentleman in the Portland area by the name of Donald Kramer. And I met Donald, and I was so impressed with him. And I went home and I told my brother, I said, I just met the most incredible man, super connected. And he said, what made him so great? He said, well, he just asked me questions. And it was in that moment I realized, I talked about myself for like an hour and a half. That's why I like the guy so much. I think we're all similarly wired. And maybe as weird as that sounds for me, the more you get people talking, especially about stuff that maybe they've never talked about before, all of a sudden you build instant rapport. So again, today, the 3 questions to help you build instant rapport. And we're going to have Maisie read these for us. We're going to start with the first one. Maisie, what is the first question?
What is one thing you're focused on right now in your business?
Okay, I want you to think about that. What is one thing that you're focused on in your business right now? What it tells is that, hey, I'm interested not just in random things about you, where you're from, how's the weather. It actually is an intelligent question that causes them to think. So immediately it sets the stage that, hey, this person is intelligent, they're curious, they want to know more about me and what I'm working on. It also causes them to actually filter. What is it that I'm actually working on? What is it that I'm actually doing right now and focused on in my business? The fact that you've taken somebody to a place they haven't been, right? And in fact, probably the only people that are asking this are business coaches, right? And you put yourself into sort of a unique consultant. Do you like that? Business coaches. You laughed when I said that. Do you like business coaches?
Yeah.
Okay, she likes business coaches, folks. Okay, so that is the first question. What is one thing you're focused on right now in your business? So, and then from that, ask a number of other questions. Ooh, tell me about that. In fact, that's one of the best questions is, ooh, tell me more about that. That's a really great way for you to get them to continue to talk. Keep in mind, that's the goal with rapport, is getting them to talk. All right, let's now move to the second question. Maisie, what is the second question?
What is working really well for you right now?
Okay, perfect. Again, now what you're getting them to do is to brag a little bit, right? At first, you kind of quizzed them a little bit, and they were thinking like, what am I working on? A great question to follow up with right after that, again, is as Maisie said, what is working really well for you right now? This gives them a chance to again, kind of say, hey, we've already done some things, right? Not only are we working on this, which is kind of focused on maybe what isn't working, now we get to talk about what is working. They're allowed to kind of brag on their team a little bit, which is great. Okay, and the third and final question, Maisie, is?
Who would be a great person for you to meet?
Great question. And so when you ask that question, what it does for you is that it opens you up to now contribution. In other words, you're asking of what you're working on and what you're great at, who else do you need to know? Who else do you need to meet? And when you act that way, now you position yourself as someone that they want to have in their life because you're going to help them get to where they want to go. So again, those are the 3 questions. Let's read them again for them one more time, Maisie.
What is one thing you're focused on right now in your business? 2, what is working really well for you right now? 3, who would be a great person for you to meet?
Those are the 3 questions, folks. That's exactly what you need to ask in order to build rapport quickly. Now, I don't know if you even have Dr. Pepper, but she got this Dr. Pepper shirt. I think for this episode, I'm going to get her a Dr. Pepper. Maybe even what's a good Dr. Pepper? What do you like to put in it that makes it really good?
Lots of things.
Like cream or right? Isn't it like different flavors? Like a dirty Dr. Pepper, what do they call it? Dirty soda?
Yeah, dirty soda.
Okay. I think, maybe put in the comments, do you think Maisie deserves a dirty soda? where we're putting cream in there. We're putting different kind of flavors. If you think, just put in the comments that you think that she has deserved that, because she's a Pepper. She's a Dr. Pepper. She's done good work here today. Pulled her straight out of what she was doing. Put her on the big screen. I think she did a great job. I think this was a great first episode. I think you got a real future in this. What do you think? Yeah? Did you overcome the nerves? You're feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay. She's got it, folks. You might be seeing more of this amazing Maisie. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Built on Referrals podcast, where our mission is to help you to build a modern business on the timeless foundation of relationships. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.